So, welcome back, friends, to the next episode of the Total Football. So, as expected, we're gonna do the review for Match Day 20. So, it has just wrapped up, and Dortmund have made a comeback, which at one point we thought would be tough. Pro, let's start with the Dortmund game only. So that's fresh in our minds. We both were watching the game. So, what are your thoughts on that? At one point it looked like they are gonna screw up the chance of cutting the lead to 6 points again, but thankfully for them, they held their nerves, and they get a 3-2 win versus Heidenheim.
Yeah, I think Heidenheim had good chances throughout the game, and even in the last moments, also. Like we had 8 added minutes, but even in that 8 minutes added span, like they created two, three chances which they could have probably scored if, like, maybe even taken the lead. Like that was the situation. But again, lucky for Dortmund. Even I mean, they had the chance to extend the the game lead cushion. Like Guirassy missed uh, penalty. It could have been 2-4, and probably the game would have had less biting effect towards the end if Guirassy had scored his second penalty, and probably that would have been his hat trick. So, but then I think Heidenheim had started the game on a good note, and again, like Dortmund had their moments. They kind of built on the momentum and hit it. Like the 2-2 equalizer and the 3-2 happened in very quick succession. And after that, like for a certain spell of time, like another 10-15 minutes span, Heidenheim were quite overwhelmed. It was only again towards the end of the game, they were actually trying to come back and see if they can score the equalizer. And yeah,
They actually missed a lot of
unfortunately
chances.
for them, it did not work out. And fortunately for Dortmund, it worked out. Yeah.
It worked out exactly. No, I was just looking at the XG as well. Although we were watching the game live, we saw chances getting missed like left, right, and center. So a total of 4.17 XG was missed by Dortmund. I mean, created by
Correct.
Dortmund. Out of which I understand like around approximately 1.80 was of penalties only, 0.9096, whatever that is. But still, an XG of 2, and you still just score. I mean, just a couple of goals, and that too after struggling so much. I mean, that showcases the amount of chances they have been missing. Uh, like
Absolutely.
like we talked in one of our previous episodes, those drawn games, those 6 drawn games where they had a lead, and out of that 3 games which they were absolutely winning, had they got the points, they could have been leading the table now, by 3 points at least. So that has been the story of Dortmund. But
Absolutely.
having said that, this game they started really well, and then again the same thing happens. They sleep off for a certain amount of time. In that time, Heidenheim scored 2 goals, and they were actually looking good to score more as well. I mean, they had actually of around 2 as well, if I'm not wrong. So
Correct.
they had their chances to wrap up the game as well. But suddenly, like in January, the relegation fighting sides have woken up like anything. All the 3, 4, 5 sides which are in that zone, they are putting pressure in every game. Like before the new year, they looked like a bit of easy games, but now it is not looking the case. We can ask Leipzig after in our discussion as well what happened to them versus Mainz. But sticking to a Dortmund game, it was a tough cracker for them again. They made the lives hard, and but yeah, thankfully for the league, for them, they hung on the lead, and they get their 3 points in the back.
Yeah, I mean, like if you look at the relegation table, just in brief, I'm telling, and we can discuss it later. Uh, Mainz are 16th with 18 points after this weekend's fixtures. And you have Bremen at 19th, Wolfsburg at 19, Hamburg at 19, and Borussia Mönchengladbach at 21. So there's like 5 clubs separated over 3 points. So, I mean, we can
it's crazy.
Imagine the
It's
intensity.
crazy at
It's
the bottom,
crazy.
very crazy at the bottom, And I mean, I know we are going out of topic, but Augsburg were there, but the two back-to-back wins have taken them bit on the upside, but they are still there. They are still
I
fighting.
mean, it's just like a 4 to 6 points question for whoever is above maximum. So, like,
Yeah,
I mean, nothing can be predicted right now. I mean, I think for Heidenheim and St. Paul, it's probably going to be difficult, but Mainz onwards, like, it's still a very steep ask, and there'll be a lot of like ups and downs and
yeah, yeah,
competition, and who will be
yeah.
finishing 16th.
Now coming back to the Dortmund game, the first goal which they considered was a bit unlucky right at the halftime.
Yeah,
I forgot the player got injured. I forgot it was, who was it. He got his hamstring picked while he was chasing the ball. So I could understand, but that was a bit tough for them. But even at that goal, they had a chance to clear the ball in their own half.
absolutely.
But they messed up their chance. It was a block, and then that after that block, the defender didn't know where the ball was. In the meantime, what's his name? Newers, he struck the ball out of his
Yeah,
back and he scored. Yeah, it was Filippo Mane who he pulled his
right.
hamstring, and Sule was the culprit for the second goal. Man, what was he doing? He got spun around, uh, and I mean, it was funny that he was wanted such a big fat check at Bayern, but
Hmm.
thankfully we didn't oblige to him. But I mean, having said that, it was a deflected goal, I understand, but the move was brilliant. It was Soul who was caught in nowhere. He didn't know what to do. He was swinging his head around and he got cut, and then Heidenheim created the opportunity on the counter attack.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Sule, another one of the golden goes 95-96 generation. So there's just no
That
end to it.
generation
Like,
is
who will
really
disappoint when and where?
correct. The 95-96 generation is really cursed for football in Germany. Being big, I mean, we have been suffering a lot because of them, to be honest. But then after the second goal, Dortmund built up the momentum steadily. Then they started to create chances, and Guirassy really had a couple of chances before his brace as well. He scored a quick brace, but
Yeah,
even before that, he had the chances to bury the goal, bury the ball in the back of net, but somehow I missed it. But one thing which I want to point out, Nico Schlotterbeck again. He does shows that leadership quality. The way he took the ball
absolutely.
during a penalty spot, both the times, first and a second, to make Guirassy free from all the noises which usually happen these days around the players. He had his ball in his hand, and then whenever he when settled down, then he gave the ball to Guirassy so that he can take the shot. He took a first penalty very well, but second was I
Right.
somehow felt this is going over. I knew
Yeah,
he's gonna miss it, but I mean, let's talk about Nico as well. He has been great. I mean, he has been very
absolutely. Nico has been great, and whatever good is happening at Dortmund these days, Nico is pretty much at the
center of
heart
it.
of it. And,
Yep,
like,
yep, yep.
he's leading from the back, and that. I think that result is also visible in the results. Like, if you pull out Nico from that lineup, I think there'll be a different team altogether. So
Yep,
his presence is very crucial at this point of time, and yeah,
yeah,
that's good for him and good for Dortmund.
yep. So 6 points coming to the team who has dropped how many points in last two matches? Three in that loss, two again. Uh, it was a North-South Klassiker, as it is called in Germany. North Dortmund, Hamburg,
Yeah,
South us. An old rivalry between the stadiums, between the clubs, between the fans, and but yeah, I mean, I'll firstly start with the atmosphere. Atmosphere was really brilliant in our game, bro. Like the
absolutely.
Hamburg with the fans, they were absolutely behind their team, and our
Yep, yes.
pyro show, I loved it. It
Yeah,
was the way how it started in a slow motion and then they took over. It was nice as well.
it was nice. Yeah, the pyro was really nice. I also enjoyed it too,
Yeah.
and I did not enjoy the result as much. But
Yeah. I mean, result was actually, man, it was disappointing. I mean, disappointment is a small word. I mean, we'll talk about the game sequence, but what do you think is the reason right now? I mean, midfield is the issue. We know that. We have been talking about.
Midfield, I think that game for Stanisic was probably a bit too early. Like he was not in the game like right from the start, and probably like I mean I would have put in Tom Bischoff. I mean we don't have options. It's not we have an option, but company doesn't want to use it. So yeah,
Joshua
I
Kimmich.
would-
Let's say something Joshua Kimmich.
so yeah. I mean, so company like should have put in Tom Bishop around 60. Like he did not get minutes yesterday at all, which was surprising. Like uh, because considering the rest of the squad, because he did not play much in the first half of the season, he should be relatively much more fresher. And I mean, Serge Gnabry is a disappointment. Like, see, I can excuse a 17-year-old Leonard Carl for having couple of bad games or a bad patch because he's still young and he'll improve and get into his groove over time. But like for someone who is should be in his peak, who is like again commanding like 15-18 million euros per year, there's no impact in the game. Like you put uh, him and we had like a disastrous first half offensively, more or less. Like it was just, I mean, we had nothing through him, even though
We didn't create anything from left side, to be honest.
yeah,
I know Davies was having a bad game defensively as well, but even
yes.
he was not able to overlap. He was not able to match his running of Gnabry. I really don't understand. What is the reason that Gnabry is offered extension that for 2 years, and on top of it, no major pay cut in his salary. I mean,
Absolutely. Like
if you are able
18
to
to
use.
15 is like, I mean, the difference is peanuts given the performance to output ratio. Like,
Exactly. I mean, I would still be okay, not happy, but still would understand if he is given a 10 million contract. I would still
yeah,
be okay.
I mean, like 10, 12 max, you shut it off there.
I
15
will
is
say
like
10
what?
to be honest, not even 12. He doesn't
Uh,
deserve it, being very
yeah,
honest.
he doesn't deserve it anyways. Like, 15 is like way off the charts, like,
It's
from what?
way off the
No.
chart, and we are not helping ourselves by handing out this, luxury contracts to players who are
Exactly.
absolutely not performing. I mean, to be honest, if it were me, I would start playing Wisdom Mike there on the left wing.
Yeah, I mean, I would start because the point is he's having no impact. Uh, like, probably like the last good game Gnabry had was against Dortmund, and that was like quite some time back. And we are again
Oh,
back to playing Dortmund at the end of this month. So I
no, I
think
mean,
we can
really very disappointed. I mean, I don't know why the contract negotiations are even happening with such Gnabry.
yeah,
Like, I
absolutely.
mean, we respect him. He had his time here, like Leon Goretzka, who is finally leaving FC Bayern Munich after 8 successful years, as we are calling it. Uh,
Yes.
but okay, oh, but on talking about Leon Goretzka, I think it was good that, board clarified in January itself that we are
Yeah.
good. So that was one step, and I was expecting the same from the Serge Gnabry's perspective as well, so that we close that down. I don't know what leadership he brings. I mean, yeah, we are not aware of the talks happening in the dressing room and all those things, but I really don't see him offering anything to our team right now, to our club right now.
Point is like, see if I mean Musiala is back. We also have Leonard Carl available, so they'll be the first two choices at number 10. And then like even Olise can play as a 10, and he's better than like he's as good as it can get. So like he's a fourth choice player at number 10, and like you don't pay a fourth choice player as a number 10 and who is a ineffective winger a 15 million contract. I mean, it does not add up and it does not make sense. So,
Yeah, it's very
uh,
disappointing. So now
That's very disappointing. Even Felipe Chavez would do better than him, I'm pretty
he
sure.
would
Like,
absolutely do better. He's a very hustler. He's a hustler type player who would fight for every ball. He's that kind of player. I watched him playing.
and he's very technically very sound. Like,
Yeah,
obviously, the Latin American genes come into effect. So, yeah.
yeah. I
I
watched
mean,
him playing UYL. He was actually absolutely. I mean, actually, he was playing great and watched few games here and there. He got his Peru debut as well, international debut as well. So
correct.
I don't know. I really don't understand. That urge of keeping the senior players happy. We'll talk about on. I mean, we have to discuss on all these things. Hopefully, we'll do a proper episode on all these 95, 96 batch players. Now, coming back to the game on this. Before coming back to game, what about referee Osmars? Another
Oh,
game.
Harm was the first name itself, like, personifies. So, I mean, I think the last time he took charge of a game, it was against Dortmund, and there also he screwed up royally, and like he had a infamous post-match interview also after that. So, I mean, like right from the beginning only, like it was kind of. I mean, every 50-50 was going in favor of them, and
The game
again,
started, I think, with one of the fouls. I think it was on Alicia or something. I know that was not a penalty. Honestly, I would not say it was a penalty. But after that, when the fouls started building on, we wrote in the group as well. This is not going to be our way. We have to be content with the decisions that are coming. And then our players also lost the cool. The funny part was Harry Kane was on yellow at last point, and he sent Kimmich go
yeah.
argue with him. I'll get another yellow. I'll get a red card. So I can go. He was literally pushing Kimmich. Go into the face of referee.
I mean, you have to give him, like, in such heated moments, that presence of mind, probably that
And
differentiates
Kimmich got
good
a yellow
player
card
from
as
the
well.
best.
And Kimmich got a
So, yeah.
and Joshua
So,
Kimmich got a yellow at that point. So Kane knew he's gonna get red carded there. So he didn't go. But I mean, it was a horrible. I mean, when we compare top five leagues, I would still say refereeing and VAR in Germany are a lot better. But
yeah.
it is just that it is one of the best in from the worst. It is
Yeah,
not.
I mean, there are just a selected few who, like, it's like they come with a premeditated agenda and make sure on the field successfully they execute it. So,
Exactly. So now coming to the game, so we didn't create much in the first half as we
no,
discussed. So it was that Kimmich's long shot which hit the crossbar. Apart from that, I don't remember,
no,
anything
we were like very limited.
that went our way. So then it was Kimmich who gave away the penalty. It looked up penalty to me, to be honest. He was having
Yeah,
the
for me
ball.
it was a penalty too. Like,
So
you stepping stuff on the penalty box, no matter like how small it is, you
yep,
can't escape it. It's a
yep, yep,
foul.
exactly.
Anywhere on the pitch, it's a foul.
And then Harry Kane finished the move beautifully. That was the only
Yeah,
good chance which we created in that half.
right.
And then second half, I mean, Diaz had an impact, but then he was also kind of, I mean, it looked tiredness at this point in time. I have been saying in the group the way we are playing the so much high tempo, this tiredness in the legs because we don't have any press resistant mid. We just rely. No one can control
Yeah,
them.
absolutely.
We just rely on the counter press. So when you
Mhm.
rely only on counter press, these tiredness, these heavy legs do come into picture, and we are seeing that thing happening right now.
Absolutely, it's pretty much visible, and I think, I mean, we are also, with the absence of Limer, we are also one runner short.
Yep, a one
So
three lung player.
three lung player. Yes. So, and Conrad Limer coming back would be a huge boost. But I think again, there's also this thing like we have played like 6 or 7 games in 20 days.
8 games. I
So
think we had 8 games in 20 days. 7 or 8
yeah,
games in 20 games.
yeah, 7 or 8 games in 20 days. So like and Augsburg and Hamburger rested midweek. So
Yep.
like they're better off definitely in terms of legs and so even if it's a half or 45 to 60 for extreme press for them, they'll be able to execute it more successfully than Bayern can at this point of time. But I think the closest opponents on the table, Dortmund, they have couple of extra games in their fixture, courtesy Champions League
Yep.
qualifiers for the round of 16. So like I hope they also drop some points along the way. Like if they are focusing on RO16 really
Yeah, they have to
seriously.
play the playoffs, right? They have to play the playoffs.
Yes.
They have to play the playoffs. But yeah, all in all, it was a disappointing game, to be honest.
Very disappointing.
We could have done a lot better, but sadly, we dropped point for second consecutive match. But the only good point is we are not playing this midweek, so
Yeah,
we have a rest. And second good point is we are directly into the round of 16 for Champions League. We don't
correct.
have to go through that playoff route, so that certainly helps. That certainly helps us. But having said that, I think these two performances should. I mean, there is no point talking about the midfield right now. We know there is not going to be any solution for it.
Yeah, there's not going to be exactly. So I
So there is
mean,
no point, whining over it. So it's. But talking about Luka Vuskovic, he is brilliant, man. He's actually a
I
player.
think he's wrongfully playing as a centre back. I think he should consider playing higher and he's got amazing header and good instincts for a 18-year-old like defender to be in front of goal. It's not only on set pieces, it's like in a regular open place also he lands up inside the box. So that is immense. That
Yep.
is
He
absolutely
had
immense.
two chances yesterday, I think, against us
Yes,
as well. He missed. His one header went over the net, and second one he put back of the net. So, but even defensively, I think he won 4 out of 5 ground duels. He won four
right.
out of three aerial duels. His passing is, I mean, I won't call him a ball playing center back, but his passing is also not bad. Like he passes around
Absolutely.
80 to 85%, which is a good passing range for a defender. To be honest,
Totally.
he's actually want. I mean, I know it will be tough to get him from Spurs, but I would love to.
Yeah.
If we had a chance, I think we should be going after him.
Yeah, I mean like he's kind of starter material. Like he's
He
ready for it. He's ready
absolutely,
for it. I mean,
absolutely.
you won't have integration issues with
Yep.
him around. Like he's a gem. The Spurs have got hold of an absolute gem, definitely.
Yeah. So now moving to our next match, Frankfurt versus Leverkusen. Frankfurt just can't buy a win, and in this game there was a penalty incident which happened, and it was Robert Schroeder who was the referee in the game. So I'm not sure if you have watched it. You should try to find some highlights. So there was an off the ball incident in the final box where Andrich hit the leg of Kylie Medu. I think it was Kylie Medu
Okay.
who was caught on back of his leg, but it was more like he was trying to get that hit, and referee made a very strong decision there. He went to VAR. WAR VAR also, they asked him to come to screen and check himself, but he didn't give the penalty. That is one talking point for this match day. You should check that point. I mean, I
I'll
think it
think.
was a 50-50 call, but it could have gone anywhere. I mean, these calls do get into the favor of the attacking side, but he made a very strong call there. But having said that, after that, I mean, um, Frankfurt, they are so imbalanced right now, so imbalanced right now. They
Don't
really.
have a proper functioning midfield. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can relate to it. And even their center backs, there, Robin Koch. I mean, I was never a fan of him, although he scored a goal
yeah.
yesterday. But I was never a fan of him. And his defensive awareness is very sus. And so Leverkusen pounced on that. The first call was very good. The quick 1-2 between Grimaldo and It was Arthur, I think. Yeah, it was Arthur who scored the goal. The back heel by Grimaldo was very nice, and that opened the scoring. Then the second goal was scored by our lad, Tillman. It was a sniper finish outside the box, from the edge of the box. It was a very nice finish as well. But in the second half, Frankfurt started really well, to be honest. Their high press was very good, and Robin Koch he scored the goal right after the halftime, I believe. Before that, Tapsova had a chance to make it 3-0. Just before the halftime, he missed an open header. Again, the defensive awareness which we're talking about, it was not there. So then Robin Koch he scored a goal. Frankfurt were looking good, and then the brain fade move by Shaqiri. Shaqiri, I mean, I don't know what he was doing. He got players get quick brace. He got a quick red card, 2 yellow cards in between a minute, and he was off. And after that, there was
Kiri is one of those, very reckless players out there in general. Alongside, there's another name that comes up very often. There is Dominic Core.
yeah. Yesterday was the complete so both the tackles he made, neither they were cynical, neither they were required at the time. Ball was long gone. He still went into the lunging challenge and caught players off the foot, and they were clear yellow. And for the second yellow, he was not even getting up off the field. He was like, maybe ref will change his mind, will not give it. It was a clear red, so there was no point debating with the ref as well. So, and then at the end of it, and Garcia wrapped the game in the injury time, and it was 3-1. Frankfurt struggling. Luckily, they had their wins in the first half of the season. Otherwise, they could have been in the relegation battle, to be honest. They are on
Yeah,
27 points. They could have been caught in the relegation battle at this point of time
absolutely. And they've got hold of a new coach. Like he's beginning work
on Monday.
from tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then he's supposed to be highly rated apparently from few things that I've read about him on Twitter.
Oh,
And
okay.
they're apparently also getting a Spanish midfield through his reference as a signing. I don't know whether it's a loan or because it was just one of those Eintracht inside FFM ITK that
Oh,
handle reported along with him as Spanish number 6 maybe also be arriving. So we'll have to wait and see in the closing hours what
oh,
happens.
okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
So, mm, I know Albert Riera is the name, I think, of the coach.
yeah, Albert Riera, correct.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Okay. So now moving to our next game, Leipzig dropping point at home to Mainz, 1-2 victory for Mainz. So I mean they have started playing like a different beast since they have got into trouble of the relegation. That
You're
they,
right.
they I mean since January they have been a team to watch for. They're playing full expensive football, full counter press,
Yeah,
and my Hollerbash was stretched off. I think. What injury did he
yeah,
get? I missed that
uh,
point. What was his
yeah.
injury?
Cornerback was that was a leg injury only. So I'm not sure what the ultimate diagnosis was, but just stuff and mine's recently. I mean, we have also played them not long back, so they're very compact, organized, and they're operating as a team. So even though Leipzig took the lead through Konrad Harder in the first half.
Yeah, Leipzig
But
was the lead.
in the closing, that was also in the closing minutes only, almost within
Rom had a
40th,
brain fade. I don't know what he was
40th
thinking.
minute. Leipzig took the lead, but within before halftime only, they conceded a penalty also through
Penalty. David, I
third
think
round. So,
I was reading David Rom has considered two consecutive penalties in 2 games.
um,
Something on those lines. I don't remember
okay.
exactly but yeah.
Yeah, I was not able to. I don't have much information on what happened last weekend, so
Yeah.
I haven't been able to follow. So yeah, David Brown brain fed, and I think through Amiri they got 1-1, and after the break, Mainz they looked the stronger side, and the match finished 1-2 in favor of them, and I mean it gives them more confidence and impetus to get more
get
points
going
in the
from here.
coming
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean, there was one. Silas had a very good run to score that goal, which gave them the lead, and then they saved the lead with a goal line clearance as well, Mainz.
correct.
And then Sanu had a chance to make it 3-1, but he missed it. But thankfully for them, Leipzig were like, look, they were looking toothless, to be honest. They didn't create
Correct.
too many chances, I believe. So I checked the XG. So they had 1.75 XG and Mainz at 2.33. Of course, it is including a penalty. Uh,
Right.
but still, I mean, well played Mainz, to be honest. I wrote them
Absolutely.
off, to be honest, at the start of the January, but they have come back very well. I think they won 3 games in January.
Yes.
They have won 3 games in January itself. They were on 6 or 9 points. Now they are on 18 points. Big jump for them. Big jump for them.
Big jump. Absolutely big jump.
Yeah. So now moving to our next game. Again, two teams who could become a suspect in relegation battle. Bremen versus Gladbach. Two big old houses of Germany, two big clubs. They are struggling like anything, in Bundesliga. It's sad to see, but yeah. So that ended in a 1-1 draw. Nema had the chance to open the scoring, but he missed. And then Glaba had a very quick counter attack. They missed again. So it was in 61st minute when they took the lead. Glaba
Yeah,
opened the scoring.
Tabakovic.
Yeah, Tvacovic, he scored. And then, I mean, Glaba didn't look, to be honest, threatening that lead till that, I mean, to add on to the lead. And Bremen also didn't look anything, dangerous on their chances. Only
Huh.
good chance they had. Demon had a chance to take to make it 1-1, but he played well, and that top goal was brilliant, man. You should watch it. That over the his name was top, and that over the top finish to the far end of the corner from that angle, it was very good. I loved the finish. It was very nice finish. So again, 1-1. Both teams suspects for the relegation. Let's see what holds for them. So now quickly jumping to the next game, Hoffenheim versus Berlin. Hoffenheim are on a roll. I am scared we are playing on the weekend. I am actually scared
Oh,
right
we are playing like everyone this month. Hoffenheim, Leipzig, Dortmund, all the good boys, and we also will be facing Eintracht with a new coach, so they'll also have that new coach energy, which
now.
usually works for a lot of teams. So it's uh, it's going to
So
be a tough February. It's
yeah,
going.
but to be honest, Berlin started really well. They had a absolute sitter missed by Rami Khedira. So Baumann made a mistake at start of the match. So during the build-up, he gifted a ball to Berlin, but Rami Khedira, he bottled his chance. Could have been very very easy 1-0 for them. But then the game was very very. I mean, it was not going anywhere. It was an
Yeah.
intense game. But in 42nd minute, Aslani drew a foul from Kelveld and Kramaric, our Bundesliga guy. I know we both admire him a lot. He finished that penalty so coolly. He sent the goalkeeper wrong way, and I mean, it was most like in the center only, Panelka
Yeah.
only. So he got it. But Toure was so good yesterday. He was running like absolutely, running out of. No one from Berlin was able to catch him. He created 3 good chances. One
Right.
was for Kramaric right after halftime. He finished that off 2-0. And then Toure again made a low cross, which was turned into an own goal by Litte right after the halftime. So it was 3-0 for Hoffenheim right
Hoffenheim, yeah.
there. And Baumann made a good save of Schaffer in 60th minute. And Khedira had got one chance. His deflected goal went into the net, but I think it was a bit controversial, to be honest. That goal should have been chalked off. it looked a foul on the
Yeah,
play.
even I saw the highlights. I also don't think that should have been given as a goal. Yeah.
Yeah, that should have been a foul, honestly. And then Kramaric had a golden opportunity to get another hat trick on the counter. So, although I mean, his angle was tough. He was on the left hand side, so his ball curled outwards only. So maybe he could have taken a chance there because the lead was 3-1. He could have taken one more touch and then try to finish it. But yeah, it is what it is. And then Bebu also had a chance to make it 4-1. So I mean, it was a ruthless game by Hoffenheim, to be honest. So
Yeah, it was a very ruthless game, and
they were counterattacking like anything. So they didn't have a lot of XG, but they were very clinical in the goals which they scored.
I think it's being clinical which matters in the end. Like,
So they actually might be in a Champions League hunt now for the Champions League spot after 8 years. Will
yeah.
be interesting to see what happens in there. So coming to our next game, it was Gregorovic masterclass for Augsburg. It was again a very high stakes game for Augsburg and St. Pauli both. And Augsburg got maximum points there, 6 points consecutive back-to-back match days. It
Right.
means a lot to our neighbors, I believe, right now.
Yes, definitely. Like they are having a much more comfortable right now. I mean, 22 points,
You
and
usually
that's
don't
not
get,
much.
yeah,
But yeah, they're 11th at 22, and mine's are 16th at 18. So
yeah. So it's
four
just a
points,
4 point buffer.
4 points having a 6 club difference. So yeah,
It's a big uh, battle in the relegation zone. So
absolutely.
Gregorovic, he was great on both the goals. I loved his finishes. It was very nicely finished balls. I mean, St. Pauli had their chances with Sinani missing a sitter at the start of the game, but again, these are chances which hurt you back when you're in relegation battle, and they didn't help themselves. So it was a 2-1 victory for Augsburg.
Yeah.
And our Friday night game, Cologne versus
And that's
Wolfsburg.
also another relegation battle match only. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't separate. Like, even though Wolfsburg are like, what I think they're 19th, 19 points right now. They're 14th place, but like it's just one place below the drop zone. So 1 point above the drop zone. So I don't think so. That's comfortable. And
It's not
Cologne
comfortable.
they started at 20 points. So like they won the game. So they're right now sitting at 10th, but it's a very congested area near the drop zone. And I mean, for all the reasons, like Wolfsburg, I think they have much more better finances than a lot of their counterparts
Yep.
in and around the table. I have absolutely no idea how they manage to underperform so much consistently season after season. And uh, I believe like they are a club with a lot of potential, and I mean they can do much better. I mean
Yep,
they
they
don't
absolutely can.
maybe have the Leipzig level finances, but I think they can be managed maybe like by Leverkusen.
Yep.
But just
I mean,
saying like
these 3-4 clubs can actually be very good, bro. SAB backed Hoffenheim,
right,
and Leverkusen Bayern backed Leverkusen, and then Leipzig, then Wolfsburg. These teams actually have the finances to match us, but
right,
they choose not to. And I mean, I feel pity for Bremen and Gladbach. I know they don't have that kind of financial might behind them, but these teams, it is on them when they are struggling, to be honest. And Cologne got a 1-0 win on them. Minus finish was very nice. He finished outside the box. It was a very clinical sniper SQ finish. Ache had a big chance in the 18th minute. I mean, to be honest, Wolfsburg didn't create anything, bro. I mean, they
no, they're not. Then they are. I mean, it's not. They have been like very subpar entire season. Like they've scored just 28 goals. They've conceded 42. So
I mean,
I
even
mean,
Christensen will Eric Christian will love him, but then he is not able. He's struggling with the intensity of our league. I mean, our league gets played
Absolutely.
like and down like anything, but our league is whatever it is. It's very intense. The pressing is very intense. You have to be
Right.
at peak of your fitness parts to be there. He had got a couple of assists and a goal and all that stuff, but I mean, Wolfsburg looked like a team in trouble, to be honest, right now.
They are. They definitely are.
Yeah. So it was a 1-0 victory for Cologne, and Elmala had a chance to make it two at the death, but he missed his chance. Apart from that, it was nothing much in the game created by both sides. So it was a 1-0 win, crucial 3 points for Cologne. And moving to our final game, Stuttgart versus Freiburg. It was an interesting game as well, to be honest. I mean, it
Yeah.
was a game which was very intense. It lacked goal, I understand, but I was watching this game like in the evening, so it was a big game. Suzuki started so well. He had that
Right.
curling effort, right? It would have whistled past Nobel, to be honest here. The way
Yes, absolutely.
the pace at which it was hit. And then Stuttgart was denied a viable penalty shout, in my opinion. That should have been a penalty in 20th minute. It was a hand. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know what to say there. It was kind of a handball only. So that should have been a,
yeah, I think it was handball. Like I
yeah, that
also
should have been a penalty.
agree.
Yep, that should have been a penalty for them. And then Undav missed a sitter, bro. It was an absolute sitter mistake made by Freiburg while building from the back. So they were trying to be cute. I mean, Freiburg does play from the back, to be honest. But
Yeah,
there they was trying extra. When Stuttgart at home, they press like anything. I don't know why they went for that cute, cheeky passes. And Undav, they got hold of him, and he should have finished in the far post. But then he
yeah,
was for the near post, but then he missed it. He missed a chance. And then Nate had a point blank effort header saved by Ottavolo. That was a very good
yeah.
build up as well. So, and then Canoes had a chance, close range effort. It was a half chance, to be honest, but again, that counts as a chance. And then in 89th minute, Demirović, what a strike, bro. What a strike. I really want to share my screen and show the goal, but sadly, due to copyrights, I cannot. But that was that volley. Oh man, that one touch volley
Absolutely.
was beautiful. It was really beautiful. And and then Ubos, he had a chance to score the equalizer at that. He hit straight at Newell. He had a chance to place it anywhere, but he hit straight at Newell, and Newell made a very good save there. But
Correct.
and that gave Stuttgart a 1-0 victory. So even at top of the table, I was looking, the table. So the Bundesliga table is looking like, apart from us sitting bit comfortably with 6 points. So I
Yeah, I mean, Hoffenheim can climb to second this month if
keep,
Dortmund drop points,
yep.
and even Stuttgart have the chance to come close. Leipzig, Leverkusen. I mean, top six is more or less, I think, decided. I think
Yep,
you
yep.
won't have
Because
changes beyond.
difference between six
Uh,
and seven is big, but
yeah,
the difference between 10 and 10 and 16 is not too big. Every team is there from starting to be 9, to be honest, from Union Berlin from
yeah,
20
Union Berlin.
points.
6 points is 2 match days.
Yeah, it is nothing, to be honest. So from Union to Mainz, any team can get caught in that relegation battle, to be honest.
Yeah, it's difficult
So
right
it's
now.
it's very
Absolutely.
interesting at bottom half of the table, and at the top half it is like, hopefully we do not make any more mistakes, and I really hope we seal the title, and then so that we can focus on Champions League. Our Harry Kane deserves one Champions League from FC Bayern Munich.
Harry Kane deserves one Champions League.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
I
yes.
mean, I got a call from a friend in the during the game. I sent him a message that Harry Kane is playing deeper than our two defenders, and Kimmich. And he was like, I mean, भाई कहाँ खिला रहे हो इसको? So I was like, this is Harry Kane, man. This is Harry Kane. But yeah, having said that, interesting February coming for us. We are playing Hoffenheim next week, next match day, and then we play Leipzig in a knockout of DFB Pokal, that the tournament which has given us only pain from last 6 years.
Yeah.
So, yep, it was great having you again, Supro.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
let's meet
Very
again
good to be here.
for next match day.
Sure.
So, Mia some Mia, bro.
Yes, and yeah.